There comes a moment in every person's life when the noise of the world quiets just long enough for the whisper of your soul to be heard. And in that silence, just for a second, you glimpse something real. A vision not handed to you by parents or society, but forged in the deepest chambers of who you truly are. It is the truth of your potential, the raw, unpolished brilliance of who you were meant to be. But most people run from that truth because that truth demands everything. It demands death before rebirth. It demands you abandon the comfort of masks, of roles, of stories that no longer fit the shape of your becoming, and instead step naked into the fire of transformation. Carl Jung said, "The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are." But let me tell you what he didn't say. He didn't say it would be easy. He didn't say it would feel good. He didn't say the path would be clear. Because becoming isn't found in books or slogans. It's forged in resistance. It's built in solitude. It's born through the pain of leaving behind everything you thought made you safe, to claim the one thing that makes you free. The world will offer you comfort. It will offer you distractions, praise, approval. It will give you every reason to stay small, to stay agreeable, to stay within the lines. But within you there is something ancient, something unshakable. It does not beg. It does not conform. It knows. It has always known. And it's been waiting. Waiting for the moment you stop betraying yourself to be accepted. Waiting for the day you no longer ask for permission to be powerful. Waiting for you to remember who you are. This is the power of becoming. Not success the way the world defines it, but success that means alignment. Success that feels like wholeness. Success that cannot be bought but is earned by the soul. To reach it, you must step into the battlefield of the mind, because before you can conquer the world, you must first conquer yourself. Your mindset is the lens through which you perceive everything, and if that lens is cracked by doubt, comparison, or fear, then even your brightest future will look like darkness. Belief is not something you find. It is something you build, brick by brick, decision by decision. You must decide, even when nothing around you confirms it, I am becoming something greater. Not someday. Now. And belief without clarity is chaos. You must see it before you live it. Clarity is not about knowing every step. It's about knowing the direction, knowing who you must become, not just what you must do. If you lack vision, you will fall prey to other people's plans. You'll wake up a decade from now in a life that doesn't belong to you. Don't let that happen. Own your vision. Write it, speak it, live it. And once you know where you're going, you must anchor yourself to something deeper than ambition. You need purpose. Purpose is the fire that burns when motivation dies. It's the fuel that keeps you going when progress slows. Purpose makes pain meaningful. It gives struggle a direction. Without purpose, you will quit. With it, you become inevitable. But purpose is nothing without discipline. Discipline is sacred. It is the daily ritual of becoming. It's doing the work even when it's invisible, even when no one claps, even when it hurts. The undisciplined are slaves to mood. The disciplined become masters of fate. So stop waiting to feel like it. Feelings are weather. Discipline is the anchor, and discipline leads to action, not reaction, not hesitation, not endless planning. Movement. You don't become who you were meant to be through thought alone. You become it through sweat, through trials, through the courage to look foolish, to fail, to try again. Action is sacred because it brings the invisible into form. Your dreams are not fantasies. They are blueprints. But blueprints mean nothing without building. And as you build, as you evolve, don't forget the most underrated force of transformation. Gratitude. Not the cliché version. The warrior's gratitude. The gratitude that says, I'm thankful for the pain because it showed me where I was weak. I'm thankful for the failure Because it revealed the truth. I'm thankful for the journey, even when the reward hasn't come yet. Gratitude reclaims your power. It turns waiting into preparing. It turns setbacks into sacred lessons, and life will test you. You will fall. You will lose people. You will be misunderstood. You will be doubted, and you will want to stop. That's when resilience must take the throne. Resilience isn't toughness for its own sake. It's the refusal to let life make you smaller. It's the sacred rebellion against victimhood. It's the quiet fire that says, you may slow me, but you will not stop me. When others fold, you rise, not because you feel like it, but because it's who you are, because becoming who you were meant to be is non-negotiable. And in every fall, there is a lesson. Every failure is a mirror. The wise do not run from their mistakes. They study them. They learn. Because growth is not always forward. Sometimes it is downward, like roots burrowing deep beneath the surface. You may not see the results yet, but that doesn't mean you're not becoming. The tree does not question the winter. It trusts the process of becoming. And so must you. The world worships outcomes, but your soul honors integrity. Integrity means becoming the person who can hold the dream, not just chase it. Because if you skip the internal work, even if you reach the peak, you will collapse under the weight of your own success. Becoming who you were meant to be is not about achieving more. It's about shedding what you are not. It's about confronting the parts of yourself that whisper lies. I'm not good enough. I'm too late. This is who I'll always be. And then, with fire in your chest, saying, no, that ends with me. This is the work of becoming. It's not pretty. It's not always inspirational. It is sacred, solitary, and sometimes brutal. You will have to walk away from people you love, who are committed to versions of you that no longer exist. You will have to endure the silence of starting over. You will have to look in the mirror and meet the eyes of someone who has been hiding. But on the other side of that confrontation is freedom. Because when you stop outsourcing your worth, when you stop looking for the world to confirm who you are, you become dangerous. Not to others, but to the parts of yourself that want to keep you small. You stop begging life to give you meaning. You create meaning with every step you take in the direction of truth. And the truth is this: you were not born to blend in. You were not born to repeat someone else's life. You were not born to obey the script. You were born to remember the warrior you've always been, to remember the wildness, the hunger, the light that never died, to remember that every limitation you've accepted was taught, and anything that was taught can be unlearned. Unlearn the need to be liked. Unlearn the belief that healing makes you weak. Unlearn the lie that your past defines you. Unlearn the habit of shrinking. There is a revolution waiting inside you, a wild, uncontainable power that doesn't need approval. It only needs your permission. Because the greatest prison is not the world. It's the belief that you are not allowed to be more than what you've been. But you are, and you always were. You were meant to rise, not perfectly, not all at once, but undeniably. And this path of becoming, it won't look like anyone else's. So stop comparing. Their chapter 3 is not your chapter 1. You're not here to copy. You're here to create. Every stumble, every heartbreak, every misstep. They were not detours. They were carvings on the stone of your character. Proof that you did not quit when it hurt. Because every time you chose growth over comfort, you rewrote your destiny. And you don't need a new year or a new job or a new relationship to begin again. You need a new standard, a new level of honesty with yourself, a new refusal to betray the deepest parts of your soul for temporary applause. So take the leap, burn the old script, write the truth in blood and sweat and quiet mornings when no one is watching. Build your life like it's your masterpiece, because it is. And masterpieces take time, but time will pass anyway. The years will move, the clock will turn, And the only question is, will you rise or will you regret? Will you choose the pain of growth or the agony of staying the same? Because the cost of becoming is high, but the cost of not becoming, it's everything. So if you feel the weight of your potential pressing on your chest, good. That's your sign. That's your soul refusing to die quietly. You are not broken. You are becoming. You are not lost. You are forging a path no one else was brave enough to walk. You are not behind. You are right on time for your awakening. Breathe, stand, decide. This is the moment. This is the rebirth. This is the power of becoming who you were meant to be. And now that you've heard the call, you must make a vow, not to the world, but to yourself. A vow that says, I will no longer delay my becoming. I will no longer betray the fire inside me for the comfort outside me. Because here is the truth most will never tell you. The world doesn't need more copies. It doesn't need more polished perfection or plastic ambition. It needs you, the real you, the scarred, awakened, unstoppable you, the one buried under layers of expectation and fear, the one you've been hiding behind doubt and delay. That version of you is not a fantasy. It's a memory you haven't lived yet. And the only way to reach it is to do the work no one can do for you. This is a sacred journey of shedding the roles, shedding the wounds, shedding the story of I can't and I'm not ready. Because readiness isn't a condition, it's a choice. You choose to step forward even when you shake. You choose to speak truth even when your voice trembles. You choose to build a future even when the past still echoes in your bones. And if you wait until the fear disappears, you'll die waiting. Fear never leaves. It watches, and it waits for weakness. But when you act in its presence, when you choose in spite of it, it bows to you. That is what becoming looks like. Not absence of fear, but dominance over it. Not perfect clarity, but courageous momentum. Not applause from the world, but alignment with your soul. And when you live in that alignment, you will walk differently, speak differently, move through the world like you were carved from purpose itself. You'll become a mirror. Not everyone will like what they see reflected in you. Your presence will expose their complacency. Your growth will challenge their stagnation. And some will leave. Let them. This path is not for the weak-hearted. This path is for the few who are willing to lose the world, to find themselves. You will be misunderstood. You will be doubted. You will be tested again and again. But every test will refine you, until the day you no longer recognize the person you used to be. You'll look back and see the ashes of your old life and smile, because you'll know you burned it all down to build something real, and that's what it takes to walk the path of destiny. You must be willing to destroy the illusion. You must be willing to be uncomfortable, to be different, to be awake in a world that profits from your sleep. And the more awake you become, the more you'll see the truth hiding in plain sight. That life was never about achieving what they told you to want. It was about remembering who you were before they told you who to be. Jung called this process individuation, the integration of the conscious with the unconscious, the uniting of the shadow with the light, the awakening of the self, not the persona, not the mask, but the truth behind the performance. This is not philosophy. This is survival. Because without this becoming, you will live a ghost life, present but not alive, busy but not becoming. And let me be clear, success without self is still a form of failure. So don't chase a life that looks good but feels hollow. Don't confuse validation with value. Don't trade depth for applause. Trade comfort for clarity. Trade noise for silence. Trade numbness for truth. Because the truth will cost you, but it will set you on fire. And that fire, it's not meant to destroy you. It's meant to purify you. It will burn away the lies. It will melt down the false identities. It will forge you into something holy. And when that forging is done, you will stand in a strength no one can take. Not because you became someone new, but because you finally remembered who you were always meant to be. So don't wait. Don't stall. Don't let another day die with your greatness still inside you. Begin now, even if it's messy, even if it's slow, even if you're scared. Take the first step, speak the first truth, break the first chain. The world may not clap, but your soul will roar. And one day when the storm settles, you will look around at the life you built, a life made of honesty, discipline, and vision. And you will realize you didn't just change your world, you became the kind of person who changes worlds. This is the power of becoming. It doesn't arrive, it's claimed, in silence, in struggle, in sweat, in sovereign decision. The decision to never again shrink, to never again postpone, to never again abandon the mission. This is your moment, your revolution, your rebirth. Let the world watch in awe as you become who you were always meant to be.